Now this is a game that needs pretty much no introduction, but I'm here with Kiki and we're talking about Halo 4. So tell us, what was it like taking over for such a huge franchise?
It was definitely exciting. It was scary. It was absolutely the opportunity of a lifetime. And so, you know, on the one hand, you're sort of pinching yourself and saying, I can't believe I have this opportunity. On the other hand, you pinch yourself and say, what the hell am I doing? But no, it's amazing.
How did you guys decide what to keep and what to sort of change? I mean, you know, where do you begin to change it?
We spent some time just kind of analyzing the nitty-gritty of everything. You know, what do we consider strengths of Halo? What do we consider areas that could use some improvement? And we've brought people in from so many different places. They all have different perspectives as well. So it's really just kind of taking a fresh look on it.
So what can you divulge at this point about this story? Now, from what we saw today, it's Master Chief, and like, you know, you're going for a more cinematic Halo maybe, and it's more about character development this time around.
Part of what we said early on was we wanted to tell a simpler story better. Halo's a really complex universe, and we want to be able to provide that complexity because there are Halo fans who really like all of that detail, but also just on a higher level, how do we tell a simpler story with some really more human themes? And part of our ability to do that is the characters that sit in that story.
Will any other characters be making a return? Will Cortana be there?
Cortana will definitely be part of Halo 4. She's actually a really important part of how we want to tell Chief's story. And there will be some characters that you recognize and certainly some really new characters.
You mentioned before as well, from what we saw today, you're going for perhaps a darker, more visceral tone this time around?
Yeah, I think it's always so hard to use terms like that because everyone has a different meaning. You know, we're not making a dark, somber Halo, but we are making a Halo where we want to take the player on an emotional journey, and that means, you know, highs and lows, and sometimes that lows may be darker than we've seen in other Halo games. But it's really about that emotional pacing that we're trying to deliver on, and I think that's where some of the sophistication comes in and some of the character nuance.
How much would you say you've changed or, you know, evolved in terms of multiplayer?
We've definitely done a lot with multiplayer. There's certainly creative goals we have with multiplayer that we'll be talking about more soon. Halo has really distinct multiplayer in there, and so there's pieces of that are really important to maintain. But there's also some new things we're doing at both a granular level, but also at sort of a broader level.
Looks beautiful as well. It looks amazing. I mean, I have to say, even in those maps, the lighting was just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Halo Reach looked great, but this is taking it up another level.
It is essentially a new engine. There are pieces of the Reach engine, primarily around gameplay, that we have built on, and then there have been whole parts of the engine we've taken out and redone. Graphics was a huge focus for us. We have an extraordinary art director in Kenneth Scott, and he had a very distinct vision, and he had the support of the development team in making sure that could happen.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. We can't wait to see more of it.
We can't wait to show you more.
Stay tuned.